from the great flow. Nathan Miller takes the right kick to the split of 50 meters.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Talk Speed. We are currently on episode 8. And I apologize for the month break that we took off, but we're back in action with a really special guest. I'm super excited to honestly get to know this kid because I've only known him from afar, kind of from social media and just what I've heard about him from other people. He's a stud from my aspect, and obviously, if you've heard about him, I'm sure you know what he's about. He just recently broke the school record in the 400 up at Center Point Urbana, as well as the 400 hurdles. Those are two records that I had of my own. So that's even dope to be able to have a conversation with someone who's able to break my own records. Something that I didn't think that was going to happen for a while, bro. So shout out to you, brother. And he's a Bradley commit, so he's looking forward to go compete collegiately after his time here at CPU. He's been dominating on the track, bro. I caught wind of you, I would say, more so last year. I saw you kind of like doing your thing. I saw you with the glasses and like just your swag, bro. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of how I caught on to you first and foremost. But then like this year, I saw you like getting posted, winning, getting closer and closer to that record, and then I could just tell like you were locked in on your social media pages. So, well, with that being said, guys, I want to welcome my boy Nathan Miller, man. Gotta get that.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Always, always, always. So I really just want to start off with, bro, how you been, man? How you feeling? Going into like, well, coming out of the Drake stage and going into like the state stage. How you feeling right now, brother?
Yeah, it's good. I have it's been a little busy with graduation,
Mm-hmm.
and I got my graduation party coming up, so yeah. And then just school's coming to an end, and we just got state. We leave tomorrow, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday we compete. So
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. It's been a long haul, bro. And with
hmm
you being in the graduation phase, bro, I've been there. It's kind of like it can be overwhelming at times for sure.
hmm
But I would say from my perspective, it seems like you're handling it pretty well, bro. I know like changing it's like kind of weird being getting prepared to go kind of
Yeah.
be on your own, so like that can kind of hit you right away, but I'm positive and I'm sure that you'll be able to handle it, bro, just from the aspect that I've known and from talking to some of your buddies and stuff like that, the confidence that you show. I'm excited to see you get out there and expand, honestly, bro. So
Thank you.
um I want to dive into, before we get into kind of like your personal records, I kind of want to talk about some of the other records you broke outside of the 400 hurdles, because you were part of a relay team, right, for the 4x4, who recently broke another school record of ours that we set kind of back in like I think 2017, a while back. So that was kind of up there for a while. Seeing someone being able to break that was dope. I believe you guys ran a time of 319, right?
Yeah.
99 to be exact. We went like 321, so you guys would have damn near smoked us to
Yeah, it was a kind of a bittersweet moment. We got the school record, but we lost by point, I think, '06 for
okay.
to get gold. So yeah.
How did you so I kind of want to ask, like, breaking that down, like that team chemistry down, like when did you guys know, like, was it this season, was it last season that you guys had a chance to really go after the record or just be a dominant team in general?
Yeah, I would say definitely last year. Everyone just kept improving throughout the year. And then when that rate, well, we were seated, I think coming into the finals, we were seated fourth.
Okay.
We weren't really, no one was paying attention to us.
Mm,
So, when I got that baton in second, I knew like
yeah.
our my teammates, they had good legs. So
Yeah.
really just came down to that last like 50 meters. But yeah.
Who were the do you remember, well, I'm sure you remember, but who were the other teams that you had in the race? Like, are those some of your top tier
Uh,
teams you're looking at?
there was Ballard, Newton, I think Central DeWitt was in there.
CW, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. And honestly, like, so how did it feel once you guys ran that time? Like, describe that moment, like crossing the finish line, you being the anchor. I know that emotion can be like crazy as soon as you cross the finish line, knowing you just
Yeah.
handled
I
business.
mean,
So
yeah, they were just there. I mean, I was about to throw up when I was on the stands, but they were just there just to help me. And yeah, it was
absolutely, bro.
amazing.
What was your split time for that race? Do you remember?
I think I ran a 48:02. That was my fastest split ever.
Ever,
So
yeah.
yeah, I mean, I knew I had to end the season with my best race. So yeah.
With the bang, brother. I feel you on that, man. And I'm glad you said that because like I want to dive into like kind of like just your work ethic, bro. Because I've seen like that you take it serious, you know what I'm saying? You don't take it lightly. I can tell by the conversation you have like just within yourself and stuff like that. I want you to break down just like the training process. How do you dive into it? What's the workouts like? And how do you keep it fun? Because I know track can like get super boring, bro. We're just running and turning left. So kind of dive
Yeah.
into that.
I'd say like 2 days before my competition, my coach puts me through a pretty decent workout, and then day before he'll just give me pre-meet blocks going over hurdles,
Mm,
and then yeah, the meet days, that's kind of where it's kind of like another workout, and then after meet days I got recovery. And yeah, I would say like it's like the work that you do not on the track is just as important, your nutrition, your
mm.
sleep, all the little things that it can make a big difference. So yeah.
100%, bro. And I'm glad you touched bases on that, bro. Because like, I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of kids, like at a young age, like yourself, probably don't really take importance of that. I would say, because I mean, I've been there, bro. I've been in high school and I've been like, shit, I'm
Mhm.
fast. I'll probably be fast forever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But taking advantage of it now, and hearing you say that, bro, like that just gives me even more of an idea that you're gonna be like, you're gonna continue to be a stud, bro. So keep that mindset and I'm sure like people who you got little kids looking up to you, you know, up at a certain
Mhm.
point, and they need to hear things like that too,
Yeah,
bro.
'cause I mean, I can remember when I was a little kid watching, just going down to Drake and watching my friends' brothers run. It's like a different perspective.
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, and like seeing them as a motivator and like a mentor, like you never know what kids actually like looking up to you, trying to be exactly like you. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you touched bases on that because it's a lot more than just the training and showing up on meet days. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I want to talk. I want to dive into this too because this is something that I thought was super cool on your end. I read through like after you guys had the Wombat conference meeting, that was a long day for you. I was assuming.
Mhm.
Yeah, being in like a stud in the 400 can kind of be a gift and a curse because you got to run the 400 hurdles at times. And then I see that you also anchored your team to a sprint medley relay record in a 1:31:49, and I believe you guys won, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
We
kind
weren't,
of
I mean, yeah, we weren't really looking to run that time that we ran. We were just, honestly, we were just trying to get first. So,
yeah.
when we saw that time, we were excited.
Who was all on that team with you? Can you name
I
the?
was, it was with, so it was Tyler Knight that started it, and then Carter Andrews,
Yep.
and then AJ, he gave me the baton. He had a crazy 200 meter, and I was way out in front. So yeah.
Shout out to the boys, man. AJ, that's my boy. I talk to him occasionally, so shout out to AJ, man. Want to give him a little tip on the pod. I kind of want to just ask you, bro. Like going into that meet, like I know you knew you had to run more than 2 400s. You know what I'm saying? Kind of having that on your brain throughout the week. Just tell me, like, how did you prepare physically and mentally for like something so crazy like that? Because that's hard to do, bro. And to be
Yeah,
able
I
to
mean,
get first in all three is tough.
it was my first. It was my first meet running over, I think, 600 meter. No, over 400. So yeah, it was definitely pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like getting food in, recovery between, just making sure I'm feeling good and warming up right. So yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I feel you on that. So like on meet days, like what is like your go to? Like what do you do to typically like stay like even kill? Like talk to
Oh,
us about.
I like having pasta before, like the day before. That's my main meal. And
Okay,
then
yeah.
I make sure to always eat apple, banana. I get granola bars. Um, yeah. That's
Pretty much just that. And during the meet days, like what type of music you listening to, bro? Like are you tapped in? Because from my perspective, it seems like you kind of got this swagger to you, where you're like like I'm not gonna be like too pressed about it or too low. I'm gonna keep things fun. So like kind of dive into that, like just like
Yeah,
your person.
I'm kind of just in my own world, like
Yeah.
an hour before the race starts. Like I'm not worrying about anything outside. It's just when I step on the track, that's just all I'm focusing on. There's nothing else that comes with it.
Time to race, bro. You sound a lot like me, bro. I love that, man. I would have loved to have you on the team when I was there, man. We would have needed your help a
Yeah,
whole lot. Would have made
yeah.
things so much easier, brother. So honestly, now that we've talked a lot about like, like your high school and like stuff that you do to get prepared for meets and stuff, I kind of want to dive into like moving on to Bradley. So with that being said, like, I know you probably had like a decent amount of schools hitting you up, probably from last year in general too, not even
Mhm.
before this year. So just talk about like that process, what schools were hitting you up, and like how were you able to decide Bradley over them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the main thing for me was my I wanted to be an engineer, so like finding a school that has your major and like so like Iowa State,
Mm,
it was most like I tried reaching out to them, but they didn't really get back to me. So I was probably gonna be like a walk on there.
yeah,
And I had a bunch of there's like D3 schools reaching out to me, but they didn't really have my major, like engineering, because I'm probably not gonna be running my whole life. So
yeah,
it
respectfully.
was, and then Bradley, I really only got one D1 scholarship, which was Bradley. One of their coaches, he was looking to rebuild his mid sprints. So yeah, he reached out to me, and they have a good engineering program.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was basically I took a trip out there, and I loved what they were for, and they have other people there that do what I do. So yeah.
respectfully. Yeah, and that's huge in college, bro. Like I'm glad you brought that up because like that's honestly was like the main thing for me, like having that group of guys that can push me at practice every single day. Cause like I know in high school you probably maybe have like that one or two other guys, you know what I'm saying? Maybe get
Mhm.
lucky to have two other guys that really help you push at practice. But once you get to college, you got a handful of guys that help you get better every day. So that's definitely gonna help you in the long run, brother. And I'm glad you chose a school that'll benefit you in that aspect for sure.
Mhm.
So like honestly want to know like as you prepare to compete at the collegiate level pretty much like what aspects of your training are you like trying to focus on to like make this a smooth transition because I know the races are going to change, hurdles are going to get a little bit taller,
Mhm.
competition is going to get a little bit faster, so like what are things that you're taking into mind right now just in the early stages because I know that's kind of far away still but just to
I
get
guess
yourself prepared.
you know I just got to be prepared, knowing that high school level, I'm one of the like I'm competing at one of the highest levels, and then coming into college,
Yeah,
I'm not going to be where most people. I'm just going to be a freshman. I'm not going to be winning most races. So just knowing that I'll be grinding a lot, and
oh
then
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. So like when it comes to the grind part, bro, like what do you enjoy about this track process the most? Like, because I know you're a three sport athlete because you hoop too.
yeah,
So like what really gives you like track that makes it the one for you, bro?
yeah. I really fell in love with track my sophomore year because it's when I started to see like all the things that I do. It started to pay off, and
Mm.
then my junior year, that's really when I start to see myself improving.
Oh
And
yeah,
I just my mom, she went to college for track too, so I think she helped inspire me run track. That's why I love it so much.
that's
My
dope.
whole family runs track, so
Heck yeah. I mean, I'm sure, bro. Like it's crazy because like I haven't been to CP in probably like over 7 years now, probably now, and
mm,
like just seeing you guys, bro, like on the internet and like getting posted, like it brings back all those memories and like just seeing like the enjoyment of being at state, being at Drake. So like, what do you enjoy? Like, I mean, I know you enjoy, but like, what would you say like you're gonna miss the most about just this high school experience? I would say.
yeah, I think I'm gonna miss my friends the most.
Yeah.
They're always there for me. I mean, the medals are fun and the records, but it's really just the memories you make,
Oh
like
yeah,
run
bro.
like the 4x4. You can't beat a 4x4 at night. It's
That shit's lit, bro. Absolutely. And I'm glad you touched bases on your homeboys because that was kind of the next like direction I wanted to go really. Just so pretty much just being like a senior in your footsteps right now and a very experienced athlete when it comes to track. How do you like kind of mentor the younger guys on the team or like how do you contribute to the team culture and making sure that you kind of like, leaving a legacy behind so this can keep going when you're gone?
yeah. I just trying to set the standard for what CPU is all about. and then just helping them through workouts, showing them what things to do during how to
Yeah.
recover, stuff like that. And then
Honestly, like I feel you on the recovery part. I'm glad you touched bases on that. How long have you kind of been tapped into the recovery part? Because I know your mom's probably been giving you good ideas and good methods and stuff. So talk about that a little bit.
it really wasn't until senior year till I truly dove into track, because I've always been a 3-sport athlete. So trying to, you're doing more than one sport at once when you're in high school. So
Yeah.
it really was until my senior year and that's when I started to see my most improvements, is when I've been focused on track and making sure I get enough sleep and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, understandable. This is I'm glad you said that too as well, because I want to touch bases on. So you play basketball, right?
Yeah.
And I've had my run with basketball and Mike Halleck and good old Coach Halleck. I want to. Someone told me to ask you this: what do you think you run more in, basketball or track?
Definitely basketball. It's not even close.
100%, man. Shout out to Mike, man. He had us out there getting the endurance when we probably didn't even need any more endurance at that
Yeah.
point. So, shout out to Mike. But transitioning back to, so I kind of want to. This is a question that I ask everybody. I try to go on the more of the fun side, the wacky side, theoretical side, and see where your brain goes. You know what I mean? So, outside of track, bro, if you had a choice and you can't pick more than one, you only get one, dog. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
If you had a choice to pick a superpower, what would it be? And honestly, I want to know, what would you use it for? What would be the first thing you use it for?
Probably, I don't even know.
Because, bro, I've thought about this a lot. I typically
What would you choose?
it's a toss up for me between obviously the cliche thing for guys like us is super speed, duh.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I personally I would like teleportation, bro. Something like that, to be able to just go wherever the hell I want at times. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying? What if I want to go watch a concert? I'll just teleport in, teleport out type of vibe, you know?
I would say probably being able to go back in time. I don't know.
Really, time travel, bro. See,
Sure. Yeah.
that's when I get a lot on the episodes, man. If you ever had a chance to watch some of the episodes, that's probably the fourth time I've got that answer. So
Oh, really?
good to know, brother. We got some time travelers in the world. Another question too, I love asking. So I like to ask this dream race question. So if you had a dream race, it could be an individual race or it could be a relay, and it could literally involve anybody that you could possibly think of. And you can be competing against anyone you think of, and so just kind of tell us how that would go, where it would be at, and who would be in it, type of vibe.
I would say I've really been loving the 4 hurdles this year, so
Yeah,
I'd probably want to run against Rye Benjamin, Cindy McLaughlin, Femke Bull,
yeah.
my coach, and
That's
my brother, who thinks he can beat me in any race.
and what's your brother's name? Give him a shout out for me.
Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller, man. Shout out to Brandon. You gotta love the little brothers, man. They keep you motivated.
And I'd put do you know Ryan Miller?
Yes, I do.
I'd put him out there.
Okay,
I'd put my mom and my dad out there too.
for sure, for sure. And now that you got the list set, who's gonna come out with the victory, brother?
I think I'm probably coming third behind Rye Benjamin and Steve McLaughlin.
Got a humble answer, man. Humble
Yeah.
answer. I love it. And honestly, bro, you gotta give those two the nod. Obviously, they're the two best in the world. But
Yep.
sometimes you gotta think crazy in track in order to be good. So me personally, when I get asked questions like that, hey man, I'm winning. Forget Rye, forget Sydney. I'm trying to go out there and win, bro. But I feel you, bro. That would be a dope race to see. And I'm
Yeah.
sure, bro, the way you keep grinding and the mindset you have, bro, there's a chance you could be in those type of races with those type of names, and you can be one of those names that people are thinking about it, having a dream race with, bro. So that's dope to hear, man. I kind of want to dive more into the closing part, looking ahead, more so in your future,
Yep.
collegiately type of vibe. So long term aspirations, bro. So beyond college, do you got any aspirations to compete nationally, internationally level, or just perhaps pursuing a coaching spot in track, or what's
Yeah.
what's your mindset with that?
I guess a goal of mine has always been to make it to the Olympics, which I
Yeah.
think 2028 is the next one.
Hell yeah. And they'll
So
be in
I'd
the
be a
States, bro.
junior. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah. I mean, hopefully I'll see you there, bro, because that's also a very, very prominent goal of mine. I work for like every single day. So a thing that I will also mention to you, bro, like, and I'm sure that you've already adapted this shit, but in order to get to those levels that when I've talked to like Olympic level athletes and stuff like that, because I've raced a few and I've seen a few, had a chance to talk to a few, they really harp on just like the continuance of stacking days, bro, and like continue to just put one day on top of the other, regardless if it was a good one or a bad one. But once you get to like to those points where those days are just continue to pile on each other, shit, you wake up, you could be an Olympian, bro. So keep that mindset for sure, brother. Honestly. And then so pretty much like the closing terms, I kind of want to ask like, so like what legacy do you hope to leave at CPU? Like I know you guys were super big on breaking those school records, so like you
yeah,
guys can have your names left behind on the board and all that. But just outside of track too as well, what's the type of vibe that you want to leave behind?
yeah. I hope you inspired me as a young kid. So that's I guess I hope to inspire the next generation of CPU athletes
Yeah,
that come
bro.
after me. I hope it's kind of crazy talking to you right now. Just looking at the leaderboard, looking at the records and seeing your name, it's kind of crazy just talking to you right now. So
Hell yeah, bro. And I want to say like on a good tip, bro. Like I'm glad you were able to do it, bro. Because like I was there before, like wanting to looking up at that name. I don't even remember who the name was now. It's been years, but I've been in those shoes, bro. Like absolutely wanting to beat that guy and be that first name on the board. So like being able to do it, man. I know you just like it gives you that sense of like I've worked for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got it done. So salute to you, bro. Honestly, salute to you. And honestly, I'm happy it was you more so than anyone else because I fuck with you boys. I fuck with your grade like more so than anything. I needed to
yeah,
come back and watch you guys play football, but I was so busy with my leg being torn up and shit. So I'm gonna get back and try to get there for graduation sometime this weekend and be around for that so I can try to show my face and see you guys in person. And yeah, and we'll just go from there, man. Try to build our relationship and go on. So
I guess do you have any like advice for me, for just general advice or just for college?
yeah, and that was definitely the next thing I was gonna go into. So pretty much, bro. Like I'll keep it straightforward because me coming from like so I grew up in Waterloo and CP, so I was able to see like both dynamics of life, bro. So that kind of gave me the edge. So going into school, I would say, especially specifically going to school like Bradley, it's gonna be a lot of different people, bro, in
Yeah,
comparison to
I've already
CP.
seen there's a bunch of like my roommate could be an international. They have a lot of international people, so yeah.
Yeah, and that was my first experience. Like my first roommate was a guy from South Sudan, like a
Hmm.
6'8", like tall African boy. So like that was the first time coming from CP to that was a little
Yeah.
different. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say be mindful of that. Be prepared to see something different.
Mhm.
And then like partying, bro. Like it's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? And like and it's gonna be hard to say no to it because like you've been under your parents' roof. Like you got to come
Mhm.
home at a curfew. You got this vibe all the time. So like, yeah, you get a little freedom, but I would say more so than anything, like enjoy your time there, but establish like good discipline when it comes to party for sure. Because like I've seen a lot of my friends and a lot of athletes that I know could be national champions, could be going to the trials, Olympics, that kind of just like fell off because the college life hit them a little too hard. So
Like
remember what you're there
just
for.
like set boundaries for yourself.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Like every day, you got to remember like what you're at school for. You're there to graduate first and foremost, and then you're there to
Mhm.
either become a national champion or be a high contributor on your team. So you're not there to typically party. You know what I'm saying? So you got to weigh
Yeah.
the pros and cons, and
Mhm.
that's when you start to develop the discipline towards like your senior year. That shit gets easy once you start putting those habits into fruition, like your freshman and sophomore year, bro. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I know you're gonna get there and work your ass off because that's what you know is gonna get you better. So
Mhm.
just be mindful and ready to work, bro, because that the training's gonna get hard as fuck. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like you said, you threw up after that 4x4, bro. I threw up damn near like for the first 2 weeks of my UNI training. So Just be
Yeah.
prepared for that, brother.
Yeah, they might have me. I've never ran an 8 in my life, and that's
Mm.
mostly what they run there. So yeah.
They'll probably throw you in some indoor 600s,
Yeah.
shit like that. So just yeah, and also being open to shit like that, like new races, new environments when it comes to track, because like you never know, bro. Like you could become an 8 guy just off because coaches see things that we don't. You know what I mean? So have faith in that, and then also remember, like these guys reached out to me, they wanted me here, like they invited me on a visit, like so make sure you hold that to a high like concern. Like I got to make sure I hold my part of the bargain, work my ass off so I can contribute to the school. You know, I mean,
Thank
yeah, bro, and that's literally it, man. I want to thank you personally for joining this episode. I know this was kind of like random off the radar because I've been trying to get you on, but I was just busy as hell. So thank you, brother. Honestly, is there anything you want to give out, like advice wise, to the younger kids, or just in general that you want to leave out for everyone else before we head out?
I guess just enjoy the process. Everyone goes through their own stuff. And don't compare yourself to others. Just be better than what you were yesterday.
Oh yeah, brother. I love that. Keep it simple, but keep it done. Recorded one, but
Mhm.
well, I can tell that this is kind of like this. Is this your first time doing something like this?
Yeah, I don't usually talk in front of people that
Yeah,
often.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right, bro. But you got to get used to that, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not a thing that's like super important, but you're a stud, man. You're gonna have cameras in your face, like you know what I mean. So, getting
Yeah.
that type of shit normal will be something helpful in the future, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, bro. So, you got any questions for me going into the weekend or anything like that, or what?
Um, uh, I guess how'd that state champ feel in 2016?
Bro, it feels like you're king of the world, bro. Like 16, 17, you're grinding your ass off every fucking day and you do some shit cool in front of your buddies, your hometown. Like,
Yeah.
go get that shit, bro. Like, that's a feeling you're never gonna forget, dog. Like I'm a national champion. Like, that is number one. But those state titles are like right below it for sure, bro. So,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just go get it. Don't be too hard on yourself ever either. So, and don't ever think that you're not worthy of the moment because like you wouldn't be here, bro. God would have had you doing something completely different, like 100%. Like that's something I know for sure. So, you
Mhm.
being in the position you're in right now, bro, is like God is literally telling you, like, hey, I'm giving you the chance to go conquer this. So, make sure you put your best foot forward, man. I know you will. You damn near gonna win that bitch, bro. If you win that motherfucker. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, I'm on in the 400. I'm in lane 8 just because
Okay.
our state districts. It was super windy out. It was like 25-mile-an-hour winds, but like 40-mile-an-hour gusts. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was not a good.
Where was it at?
It was in Decorah.
Oh, shitty
I mean,
ass.
it was okay. We had a charter bus go down there.
Okay, that's not bad. Having a little fun. Who's the head coach out there now? Is it Coach Payne and shit now, or who's coaching?
It's coaching in,
Mean game. Damn, I didn't know
and
that.
then Coach Bark or Coach Bark or Coach Gilbertson.
I think I know Gilbertson. Yeah, I think.
He's the one that mostly trains me.
Okay, yeah, I know Gilbertson for sure. I think I know his face, but yeah. Damn. Okay, well that's a different dynamic. I was thinking that you guys still had damn near the same coaches like Coach Payne and Coach Marshall and all that shit. So it's a different dynamic out there. At least it's working though. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's pretty much it,
I
brother.
guess I got one. Like, what's the difference? Is there like between like the college 400 hurdles and the high school? Like,
Yeah, that's a
how are you
valid.
able to adapt to that?
So the main thing is obviously the height. It gets higher. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And then like what I worked on, like what helped me the most is when like my first couple years at UNI, my coach there, Ibrahim Kabia, he really was like big on mechanics over top. So like, because the hurdles are already higher, and it's gonna be like harder on your body when you're running that distance. So like, once you get over top as smooth as possible within that race, that takes away like a lot of like lactic that can build up. Because when you're jumping up and
Yeah.
shit like that's when the lactic starts to build as much as it really can. So he was big on like hurdle mechanics over top. So like I was snapping over those bitches like damn near like they were lows. I got to that point. So that was beneficial for me, I would say. And then like working on your start to one. Like your first hurdle is what's going to dictate
Mhm.
every single thing, and I'm sure you know that already. But like once you get to the collegiate level, he's really going to put you down like to like you want to get down to 17 or you want to get down to 16 or do you might have to switch to your left leg being your lead for your first 6 7 hurdles.
Yeah, because for me, I'd go over right lead for every single one.
Yep,
So like last year, I mean, I was like a good 400 runner, and then I just did hurdles like as a freshman, so that's how I got put into 4 hurdles.
that's wild.
And like, yeah, and I stuttered. I mean, I stuttered on like 4 hurdles, but it was always the last hurdle that was really bad. So this year, just like getting stronger, that really helped me. Not I like I at Drake, I stuttered 4 times,
Yeah,
and then like I just had another random meet after, and I broke my own record, not even at Drake, which
dang.
I usually run my best times at Drake,
Yeah, absolutely.
where I didn't stutter. So yeah.
I feel you on that. And so pretty much so what would you say is like your downfall in your race right now? Like that you want to work on the most? Like you're finishing, you would say?
Um, not I don't know. There's usually just like one hurdle that I always stutter on, because like
Is it the same one or is it different every race?
usually it's like hurdle 5 or 4, just because I'm transitioning from like going full speed, and then like I should go left leg, but I always go right, so I just stutter, and then
Okay, yeah, understandable. Have you been training this left leg situation? Like have you gone over top of the left leg at practice? Like have you worked that at all? Is it scary?
yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
good at left. I always just do right.
I feel you. And so that was like, bro, you're literally speaking like the exact same shit that I lived through before when I first got to college. Cause like that's the same problem I had. I was a
Yeah,
right dominant. I thought I was gonna have to be right dominant to get faster and
yeah,
shit like that. But like right now, I won't even like give you too many like try to change type of tips. Like keep it the same because you know you're gonna
yeah,
you'll run fast regardless. But once you do get to the collegiate level, I'm sure your coaches are gonna implement in like, bro, we gotta get you to hurdle with both legs. That's how you become dominant. Like you
yeah,
soon as you get your left leg dominant, and you know that hurdle 5 is that one like mark of like wherever your fatigue
yeah,
comes or like that's where your mental thought comes. You'll have that in your brain, and once you get off a hurdle 4, you'll be able to just slide through that bitch once you start to practice it more. So
yeah.
you just
That's
got more
definitely
you got more
something I
development,
need to
bro.
work on, because I can hardly go over with my left one, so I'll
Good
have to
to
work
know.
on
Good to
it
know.
this summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Tap into that in the summer, and like, bro, I'll be training all summer. Like, if you ever like want me to come down there, I can drive to CP. We can get a session whenever
Okay.
you want, bro. Like, I'll always be around. So, and if you ever want to come up and use the facilities up here, bro, I got full access, UD, indoor, outdoor, bro. So you're good with me, bro. So
Okay.
just let me know, brother. Yeah, man.
Like, the main thing with me is like we kind of stopped like lifting. So like, what's like your lift? I don't think I've lifted in a month.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. No fucking way. And
Yeah.
you out here about to be a state champ with no
Yeah.
weights. Yeah, bro.
Usually I'm grinding with, I go like 2 3 times a week, but yeah.
Yeah. So, bro, at the collegiate level, we're lifting 3 times a week. Like decent amount, and it's never stupid heavy. Like off season is when it's stupid, like it's really heavy. So like this summer is when I would say like would be a time for you to start like lifting more heavy and keeping the same weights, same lifts, same things like that. But just adding more weight is when you can try to like really do that without getting hurt and stuff like that in the summer. But bro, yeah, college you're gonna lift a lot, 3 times a week, a lot of calisthenics, a lot of plyos, a lot of jerk actions, a lot of like reaction type of stuff, hang cleans, deadlifts, hex bars, all type of stuff that you probably haven't seen in who knows when. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that's another thing to be mindful of, bro. Like that weight room is like the main thing. Like that's what got me to a national championship last year, personally. Like yeah, the track workouts did their thing, but like just putting in that extra rep in the weight room and showing up there and wanting to get stronger is what helped me the most, honestly.
Yeah, because like as a freshman, I was always tall, but I was skinny. So like
Yeah.
being in football, I had to put on weight. So
How much do
yeah,
you weigh right now? What's your weight?
I weigh 170,
And you're 6 what?
six, 6'2.5".
6 2.5. You think you're done growing or what?
I think so. My older brother, he's like 6'4". my younger brother, he's a freshman. He's already taller than me. He's like 6'3".
Jesus, oh god, yeah, y'all some tall boys.
Yeah, my sister, she just started track. She's in 7th grade and she's already broke 3 records.
Damn,
Yeah.
yeah, y'all about to take over, bro, and that's good, bro. Keep the whole family rolling, man. That's
Yeah.
dope. What was I about to say? Damn, I was gonna say something. Oh, like when you get there, for Bradley type shit, they're probably gonna have you like doing hella workouts with just your left. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, so like that's gonna be frustrating. I'll say that too, like, cause there was workouts when I first got to school that I was like, damn, do I even want to do this shit? Like, fuck, this shit's like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit's hard. Like, so make sure you're mindful of that, bro, because you're gonna have those days when you're like, fuck this shit, bro. Like, I'm tired of fucking smoking my knees on these hurdles. I'm tired of fucking falling over. But make sure you remember, like, hey, it's gonna get greener on the other side type of vibe. So that's another
Yeah.
main thing, honestly. Yeah. So yeah, honestly, if you don't got no more questions, bro, that's pretty much it for me. I was glad I actually got to fucking meet you, dude. I haven't really got to meet
Yeah.
you boys, honestly. So it's dope. Yeah, that's about it. So thanks, brother.
Yep.
For me, I'll see you when I see you, man. All right,
All
and
right. See
I'll
ya.
get this.